Life's not fair, is it? You see, I shall never be king. And you shall never see the light of another day.
Number 10. Dennis Nedry, Jurassic Park. Despite being a computer programmer who works at a real dinosaur park, Dennis Nedry has low job satisfaction.
I'm totally unappreciated in my time. You can run this whole park from this room with minimal staff for up to 3 days. You think that kind of automation is easy?
Eager to make more money, Nedry is paid to smuggle dinosaur embryos out of Jurassic Park to a competing company.
$750. On delivery, 50,000 more for each viable embryo. That's 1.5 million if you get all 15 species off the island.
Oh, I'll get them all.
To do so, he shuts down the park's security system, which ultimately leads to the dinosaurs running amok and several deaths. After stealing the embryos, Nedry is on his way to deliver them when he becomes lost in the storm that has hit the island, and his car becomes stuck. While trying to get it going again, he's attacked by one of the dinosaurs that his actions released. If you unleash dinosaurs, you're going to get eaten. No wonder Nedry's extinct. Number 9. Henry Hill, Goodfellas. For as long as Henry Hill can remember, all he wanted was to be a gangster.
To me, being a gangster was better than being president of the United States.
He gets his wish, but he learns that you should be careful what you wish for. Hill finds himself disturbed by the more violent parts of the job. And after most of those involved in a job are killed, he finds himself paranoid.
What are you worried about?
No, this is the television, the newspapers, all the shit's out there.
What are you worried about?
You worry too much. Everything is beautiful. There's nothing to worry about. Then you tell him.
I didn't tell him yet.
When his associate Jimmy Conway appears ready to set him and his family up to be whacked, Hill betrays his mob ties and goes into witness protection.
They come as your friends, the people who have cared for you all of your life, and they always seem to come at a time when you're at your weakest and most in need of their help. So I met Jimmy in a crowded place we both knew.
For someone who always glamorized the gangster lifestyle, living as an ordinary schnook is exactly what Hill deserves.
I'm an average nobody. Get to live the rest of my life like a schnook.
Number 8. Scar, the Lion King. Power-hungry and devious, Scar is the brother of Mufasa, the king of the Pride Lands.
Why, if it isn't my big brother descending from on high to mingle with the commoners?
By scheming with his hyena underlings, Scar causes a stampede that gives him the opportunity to kill his brother and drive his nephew away, allowing him to take the throne.
Long live the king.
His rule and his indulgence of the hyena's insatiable hunger leads the land to ruin. When Simba returns, he bests his uncle in battle and Scar pleads for his life, blaming the hyenas.
I am family. It's the hyenas who are the real enemy. It was their fault. It was their idea.
His starving minions repay his betrayal by devouring him. We're assuming. It's Disney, so it's all in the shadows. If only Scar had taken his own advice and been prepared.
Be prepared.
Number 7. Cypher, The Matrix. Reality can be harsh. Too harsh for some. Cypher may be a member of the future resistance, but he misses the comforts of the virtual reality of the Matrix.
After 9 years, you know what I realize? Ignorance is bliss.
Then we have a deal.
To that end, he betrays his crew, setting Morpheus up to be captured by the agents inside the Matrix. Then, after being pulled out, Cypher attempts to murder his fellow crewmates, Tank and Dozer, with a lightning gun. He then proceeds to sadistically unplug some of his former friends who are still inside the Matrix, while explaining himself to Trinity.
If you have anything terribly important to say to Switch, I suggest you say it now.
Oh no, please don't. Not like this. Not like this.
Unfortunately for him, he fails to account for Tank, who is still alive, and kills him with the very lightning he used on him.
I don't believe it.
Believe it or not, you piece of shit, you're still gonna burn.
How's that for some harsh reality? Number 6. Carter Burke, Aliens. Carter Burke is a company man, but he seems, at least initially, to be a decent guy.
I'm Burke. I'm Carter Burke. I work for the company. But don't let that fool you. I'm really an okay guy.
However, as the mission to overrun the colony LV-426 goes on, it becomes clear that Burke is human slime.
You sent them to that ship.
You're wrong.
I just checked the colony log. Directive dated 6/12/79, signed Burke, Carter J. You sent them out there and you didn't even warn them. Why didn't you warn them, Burke?
Okay, look.
Not only is he more interested in obtaining samples of the dangerous alien xenomorphs than the safety of Ellen Ripley or the Marines, but he was also responsible for the colony coming into contact with the aliens in the first place.
These people are dead, Burke! Don't you have any idea what you've done here? Well, I'm gonna make sure that they nail you right to the wall for this. You're not gonna sleaze your way out of this one. Right to the wall.
He further betrays Ripley by planning to have one of the aliens impregnate her or Newt, the colony's last survivor. And to top it all off, he leaves them all to die. An almost certain death by alien is the least of what he deserves. Number 5. Hans Landa, Inglourious Bastards. The primary antagonist of this pseudo-historical war film, Hans Landa is a ruthless Nazi soldier with the infamous moniker, the Jew Hunter.
I, on the other hand, love my unofficial title, precisely because I've earned it.
Brilliant and sadistic, Landa is utterly terrifying and seems successful at every turn.
Il y avait une autre chose que je voulais vous demander. Mais maintenant, sur ma vie, impossible de m'en souvenir.
However, even he knows he's on the wrong side of history. After catching the titular group during their attempt to kill the Nazi leadership at a premiere, Landa not only doesn't kill them, but he also decides to aid them, in exchange for a full pardon, of course.
If you want to win the war tonight, we have to make a deal.
However, just when it seems like the crafty Nazi will escape any punishment at all, Aldo, the bastard's leader, decides to shoot Landa's accomplice and carve a swastika into his forehead. No one will forget what a monster he is now.
You know something, you bitch? I think this just might be my masterpiece.
Number 4. Harry Ellis, Die Hard. Harry Ellis is every sleazy 80s business guy rolled into one.
Hey, babe, I negotiate $1 million deals for breakfast. I think I can handle this Euro trash. Hey, frickin' talk, huh?
Out for himself? Check. Hits on a married coworker? Check. Cocaine? Double check. So when Hans Gruber and company take over Nakatomi Plaza, Ellis is the worst kind of guy to have in a hostage situation. Concerned for his own skin, he tries to charm Gruber and also gives up John McClane.
Hans, Bobby, I'm your white knight.
After outing John's identity to Gruber, Ellis tries to use their brief connection to get John to give up the detonators to Gruber. Naturally, this helps out no one but the bad guys, and Ellis gets a bullet put in him. So much for being a great deal maker. Number 3. Commodus, Gladiator. It's a credit to Joaquin Phoenix's performance that Commodus is as hateable as he is.
Have I missed the battle?
You have missed the war.
Father, congratulations. I shall sacrifice 100 bulls to honor your triumph.
Save the bulls. Honor Maximus.
The spoiled son of Marcus Aurelius, the Emperor of Rome, Commodus murders his father after Marcus makes it clear that he'll pass his son over for his general, Maximus. When Commodus fails to secure Maximus's loyalty, he tries to have Maximus killed and does manage to murder his wife and son. When Maximus returns to the public eye as a gladiator, Commodus is infuriated that he can't execute him.
And now they love Maximus for his mercy. So I can't just kill him, or it makes me even more unmerciful. The whole thing's like some crazy nightmare.
Ultimately, he fights an underhanded duel with Maximus after stabbing him beforehand. Naturally, it's only fitting that Maximus defeats the weasel anyway, and Commodus's subjects basically ignore his body in favor of Maximus's. Number 2. Colin Sullivan, The Departed. The Departed follows Billy Costigan and Colin Sullivan, both of whom are police officers. However, while Costigan is a cop undercover in the mob, Sullivan is a criminal undercover in the police.
Well, what is this, a citizen's arrest? Blow me. All right, only one of us is a cop here, Bill.
Ultimately, Sullivan is only loyal to himself and shoots his mob boss, Frank Costello, to protect his identity from discovery. His treachery is exposed to his girlfriend, who leaves him and may be pregnant with Costigan's child.
I thought I was the liar.
Hey, I can explain that.
Although Costigan is killed during a confrontation in an elevator, one of his handlers gets revenge by executing Sullivan.
Okay.
Live like a rat, die like a rat. Number 1. Benny Gabor, The Mummy.
It looks to me like I've got all the horses!
Hey, Benny! Looks to me like you're on the wrong side of the river!
In addition to being on the wrong side of the river, Benny Gabor often finds himself on the wrong side of several conflicts. He especially tends to betray his former French Foreign Legion comrade, Rick O'Connell. But sadly, leaving Rick for dead isn't the worst thing he's done. Benny also helps with the resurrection of Imhotep, the titular undead mummy, in the hopes of staying alive and for the promise of treasure.
My prince.
Benny facilitates Imhotep's quest by betraying some of his former employers. However, his greed finally gets the better of him. While trying to grab treasure from Imhotep's resting place, Benny triggers a collapse and is trapped inside with carnivorous scarabs which devour him. Bye-bye, Benny.
Goodbye, Benny.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.